My cousin, who is younger than me, is getting married today. Meanwhile, I have credit card debt. I am in a toxic situationship with one of my exes. Last week, I was so broke that instead of getting an Uber to the airport, I had a random guy from Hinge drive me. And this year, I have had chlamydia twice.
So what is going on here? Well, this is a video from Shoe on Head that I'm going to be responding to. Shoe has been doing a lot of responses with the message that, hey, men are important, to the videos of saying, hey, men are crap, or to the tweets and text messages that say, hey, men are crap and we don't need to support them and they can just F off and die. We don't care. I think Shoe realizes that men are kind of an essential part of the human existence. She doesn't want to be out there digging ditches, I'm guessing. I don't want to dig ditches either, to be fair, but if push came to shove, at the end of the day, we all got to make a living somehow, and we need ditches to deal with, things like human waste. Before we get into it, let me remind you to please comment, share. I hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. Drop a like on the video if you like it. I don't want you to just drop a like on the video if you don't like it. You can find me over on Rumble and on X. I guess it's X now because, X is such a great name to call something. Jeez, there's so many things that X can refer to. Whatever. Let's go ahead and take a look at this young woman here again and respond to what it is that she has to say, because she is the author of her own destiny here. She's going to suffer from her own consequences in this case. And I do want to call to your attention one thing before we dive into this. 1987, there was a movie made called The Running Man. And there was a woman in the movie who they decided to paint in a bad light. They were talking about all of the bad things that she had done. And this is what they thought in 1987 about female promiscuity. Make of it what you will.
Had sexual relationships with 2, sometimes 3 different men in a year.
My cousin, who is younger than me, is getting married today.
That has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not you are a valuable person. Your husband or your cousin might be getting married to a person that they don't actually care about. They're doing it for clout or something. So that right there, you don't need to even shed a tear over, really. I know, ladies, that you do have a biological clock that ticks away, but this young woman here is horrifying to me. And we're going to see, of course, why if you didn't pay attention in the beginning.
Meanwhile, I have credit card debt. I am in a toxic situationship with one of my exes.
Why would you be in a situationship ever, period? You chose to be in that situation. You chose to be in a situationship. There's absolutely no reason that a woman who looks like this needs to be in a situationship. You could simply go, hey, guess what? I'm not giving it up until I'm in a commitment. You're going to hold off on banging me for 6 months. I'm going to get to know you, and it's going to be a 6-month journey. If you don't like it, move on to the next girl.
Last week, I was so broke that instead of getting an Uber to the airport, I had a random guy from Hinge drive me.
Maybe don't go to the airport. Why did you go to the airport? Did you have a flight? If you're so broke, but you can afford bottled wine, and you can afford to take flights to, I don't know, maybe somebody bought her the ticket. That's happened to me when I was unemployed. I had to get a ticket for a funeral, so I was given a ticket by somebody. Instead of taking an Uber, there's ways around. Obviously, she had the random guy from Hinge. Don't you have any friends? That's a big red flag right there. You don't have any friends that can take you to the airport. Every time I have to go to the airport, I am not Mr. Social, yet somehow I have people that can take me to the airport.
And this year, I have had chlamydia twice.
So that last part there, she said this year she's had chlamydia twice. Again, why is it that you have chlamydia twice? Why is it that you've ever had chlamydia at all, period, once even? This is a no-brainer. A no freaking brainer. You can just be like, look, you're not putting it in me unless you wrap it up. It's that simple. Or, hey, do it like I said before. Don't have him put it in you at all. Get woke, go broke. In this case, you had to pay for your antibiotics twice. This is out on the internet. What man is going to want to wife this woman up? She clearly has a drinking problem, and she clearly has a promiscuity problem. These are very simple things to solve. Very simple problems to solve, ladies. If there are any ladies watching this, probably not very many. Keep your legs together. Keep your pants on. Life will be so much better for you. Look, you got 2 choices in this world, basically, when it comes down to it. You can either be a rototiller or you can be a wife. Which one do you want to be? I understand there are advantages to both, but you can only do one. I understand that there are women who are rototillers in their early life and then become wives later on. That is the exception, though, not the rule. If you are discovered to be a rototiller, most men are going to be like, see ya, I don't want to be with you. I knew a young woman who she was married, and her husband called her a rototiller. He didn't use that word. He used a word that starts with S. Right to her face when he found out that she had done on-camera work. And I don't blame him for it. But how do you think that made her feel? How do you think that helped their relationship, if it helped it at all? I don't know what happened to this young woman. She's in a different state. She was a student of mine who was enamored with me. and was talking about moving to California to be with me. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a good idea because I'm in the same boat as your husband is. I don't want to be around women like you. Trust me. But I was already also married on top of that. So it's like, yeah, you're not going to come out here and steal me away from my wife so that I can be with somebody who is, like that. I don't want that sort of energy around me. But anyway, let's get into this video here. So this video is titled, Are Women Okay?
My ex-boyfriend is now gay, and my ex-girlfriend is now straight.
See, this is a problem of your own making. Right here. I know that you're looking at yourself going, what is it that I'm doing wrong? That I'm taking people and changing them. Huh. I thought that this was, you're born this way. What the? I mean, you're born this way, but apparently this woman has the ability to change people's sexual orientation. Maybe you're going about dating in the wrong manner. Just saying.
When I helped the guy I was in love with get his girl because I thought maybe he'd fall in love with me in the process.
Yeah, so life is not a rom-com. This is a cute girl from what I can see here. She's young and she's attractive. So she should be able to find another guy. But the thing is, women get hung up on these guys. They pedestalize, they idealize a guy. You gotta stop doing that stuff. I mean, when you're young, you're more likely to do that stuff, but there are plenty of fish in the sea. You can always, especially if you're a girl, replace your man.
Just remember the time I went on a first date to the London Zoo, and at the gate he asked if I would mind paying for my own ticket, which I said I would, at which point he pulled out a 2-for-1 voucher, so I paid for my ticket and he went in for free.
Well, that sounds like a man that you probably don't want to be with if you're complaining about this. I mean, it's not a big deal. I thought that, we had equality, right? Oh, but when it comes to dating, no, we don't have equality. Women never pay on dates. Well, too bad. You had to pay on your date. This is a decidedly Western woman problem because my wife didn't care if we went on dates and who paid. She didn't care. Didn't matter. It was about us building a life together.
I had to break up with him. Our signs weren't compatible.
Yeah, again, this is a you problem. Astrology has been proven so many times to be just hooey.
I'm a Gemini, and he told me not to flush when I peed at his house to save money, so I obliged until I went through his Discord and found pics of him drinking it.
Okay, then. This is a man that you should be happy that you're not with anymore. That is gross. Urine is sterile when it comes out of the body, but still, I don't want to have that in my mouth. That's not okay.
I invited him to the crib, cooked for him, gave him the sloppiest neck you can manifest in your mind, let him fold me like an origami bird, called him an Uber, then blocked him and never spoke to him again. I really beat him to the punch. We are learning the game too fast.
Wow, so you're an idiot. It's like, you can't fire me because I quit. Wow, these women, man. If you want to have a guy in your life, you want to have a man who's going to treat you right and be a long-term partner, then don't do this sort of stuff.
When I broke up with a white boy and he deleted his Stop Asian Hate story highlight.
Oh, he deleted his Stop Asian Hate story highlight. Yeah, so he wanted to go back to hating Asians. So sounds like he was racist to begin with, and he was only with you because you have the magical fur-lined hole. This is not a race thing, right? Any person can do this. She wants to put it on white people. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't think she would have made this same post if it had been a black man who did it, or if it had been a Hispanic man who had done this. It would have been like, oh, no, that's just who they are. That's just how it is. They broke up with me, no big deal. Or I broke up with them and it's fine. They're allowed to delete their Stop Asian Hate. But when a white guy does it, that's definitely racism. But it probably is racism. So I would not be with a person of another race, says the guy who's in an interracial relationship.
Guys, my friend got banned from Tinder because she'd show up to dates without makeup, and the dudes kept reporting her as a catfish.
Well, yeah, isn't that the definition of catfishing? I don't. Maybe I'm wrong.
I wanted this man to be vulnerable with me for so long. He finally called me yesterday and opened up, but the second he started crying, I lost all interest in him quickly.
Yeah, so you can't show your emotions around girls. Just be aware of that, guys. You can't do that.
I told my husband not to buy me a Christmas present. I'm fuming that he actually isn't.
Well, you got what you ask for. This is the problem with women. You always get what you ask for, and then you complain that you got it. I don't want to be equal. I don't want to be drafted. Well, too bad. You want that. That's what you want for equality.
I will never forget this guy I was seeing didn't text me back for 3 days, and when he finally texted me, I was like, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I was just watching The Sopranos.
Yeah, so probably not a guy you should be dating. Very simple. He let you know who he is, and you probably gave it up way too soon. That's the problem. A lot of these guys that you're going after, she's an attractive woman, so she can probably attract a Chad, 1%er, whatever. And so she's like, oh yeah, this guy's going to be the one, so I'm just going to let him have it. So he falls in love with me. That works on guys who are not Chad, okay? The guys you want to give it up to right away will fall in love with you right away because you're like the only person who's given it up to them in possibly forever. So they fall in love with you right away. Whereas these Chads are like, dude, I just had like 13 chicks just like you last week. What are you talking about? 2 each day. It's not a big deal. I don't care about you.
When you are on your third kid and third baby daddy at 23, it's the hypersexual personality with a breeding kink for me.
Yeah, you just are like never going to get a man that wants to be with you long term. It's that simple, obviously. If you're doing this stuff. I mean, there are women who, this is their thing. They just want to go out and get pregnant, and they do it. And obviously men don't want to be with you if you have other kids. If you have other men's children, they don't want to be with you.
Someone just asked my due date. I am not pregnant. A reminder, once again, that unless a woman tells you she is pregnant, please don't assume. It's really hurtful.
Yeah, this happened to me when I was a teenager. Buddy of mine, his wife, she looked pregnant to me. I kept saying, "Are you pregnant?" I kept asking her. She kept getting so mad at me, so angry with me. Turns out she was pregnant.
I was talking to this guy I met on Tinder, having the best conversations while we sipped on our boba, but when he found out my body count was close to triple digits, the conversation got quiet. He ghosted me after and blocked my Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. Do all guys really care that much? Maybe I should start telling my dates that I'm a virgin instead.
Yeah, that would be a solution to that problem, but maybe don't sleep around. You know, don't be a garden tool. It's that simple. Let me explain to you, ladies out there, why this is a problem. If you're going to be in a long-term monogamous relationship, doesn't that mean that the intimacy that you share with your partner is somehow special? What makes it special if you've been with 90 men? I mean, really, what makes that special then? You've given it up to everybody? So I don't matter. I'm just another notch on your belt. Even if you are in a long-term relationship with me, what about that is different from anything other than we say we're in it for each other. We're going to do this one thing with each other only. That's the only difference, because you could have friends, right? You could have platonic friends that you are just as connected to as your partner, your husband, your spouse, but you don't. The only difference is you don't have sex. So that's why this is so important to men. Stupid. Wow. So delusional these women are. They don't understand long-term consequences.
When I got pulled over for speeding and the nice officer said I could just show him a picture of license instead because I forgot my wallet, and watched me scroll past multiple boob pictures, and I couldn't tilt my phone the other way because my dad was in the other seat.
Well, I mean, maybe don't send boob pictures. Who are you sending these boob pictures to? Why do you have so many of them? Because, I mean, you could only, maybe take, like, I don't know, 4, and you get all angles. You're good. That's all you need to do. Hey, look, I got 4 boob pictures. Here you go. Like, 4 is multiple. I mean, she didn't say how many, but, I mean, you could quickly scroll past that stuff so people can't see. I don't know. Stupid.
I remember one time I was so obsessed with a boy that I found out his address, his mom and dad's number. I would call his mom, and when she answered, I would make up lies about him so he got his phone taken away so he didn't talk to other girls. I found his family members' names, how many times he moved houses, what schools he went to, found all his family photos, found all the girls he messed with so I could become friends with them.
Yeah, you have stalker. That's what a stalker does. Like, I'm glad that you're obsessed about this guy, but just go up to him and smile and say hi. Really, ladies, if you wanna meet a man, just smile and say hi to the men that you're attracted to. That's it. That's all you have to do. And eventually one of those men is going to bite.
Okay, so when I was in 3rd grade, I had a crush on this guy, but he had a crush on this other girl, and I cried about it to my mom, and my mom was like, who cares? They're not gonna get married. And that made me feel better until I saw today that they did in fact get married. That's
a really funny story. What are the odds that you marry your 3rd grade sweetheart and you're obsessing about something that happened to you when you were, 8, 9?
A guy I was hooking up with told me I was getting chubby and I should eat less. I just ate an entire f***ing pizza. You, Brian.
Yeah, you really showed him. Wow, you're going to be fat and gross and no man's going to want you. Good job. Because I don't date fat chicks, period. Hands down, that's it. And there's a lot of other men out there who feel the same way I do.
The guy I really like ghosted me because I posted a TikTok about guys with piercings and he didn't have any.
Yeah. So I don't know what your TikTok was, but hey, if he doesn't have any piercings and you like guys with piercings, then maybe he's like, yeah, this isn't going to work out long term.
Women need to start using men for sex. Sleep with them and block them. Give them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, but that's what most men want, right? This is what feminism told women to do. Sleep with men and ghost them. Unless we're like, okay, no commitment and I get to have all the sex I want. Okay, sign me up.
My boyfriend said he was into BDSM, so he'd have me doing burpees, planking, wall sits, and push-ups. I was into it, and he said he loves watching girls get pushed to their physical and mental limits when they submit to him. Then after a few months of this, he admitted he was just trying to get me in better shape because he didn't like having sex with me as much as he did at my old weight. Should I be offended?
No, you should not be offended, and you didn't lose in this case. You actually won, because now you're in great shape, and your boyfriend wants to keep plowing you. So, hey, win-win. You maintained your long-term relationship, and you're healthier. Good job.
Me and my boyfriend were hanging a TV and I told him to just let me do it. And now there's 30 holes in the wall. How do I tell him I need him to do it?
I mean, women think they can do anything and everything, and men can't do anything. I don't understand this attitude. Just be like, hey, look, honey, I'm sorry I screwed up. You're right. Admit that you're wrong. It happens. Everybody's been wrong. I've had to admit that I'm wrong.
Do you notice that men are no longer persuasive? Once they ask you out on a date and you say no, that's it.
Yes, we've been told repeatedly for decades now that, hey, no means no. How dare you harass me? I mean, people can get arrested for harassment. Arrested for that. So don't even start with me.
I asked my boyfriend if he wanted to rail me, and he said he was too tired, so we went to bed, and I literally woke up to him jerking it.
That means you're bad in bed. I'm guessing. I mean, why else would a man... I've had men say, look, I'd rather do it myself than be with her. It's too much work, or she's not good enough, etc.
I got asked on a date today, and I blocked the guy because he asked me what I wanted to do instead of just telling me.
So, yeah, I've run into this situation my entire life where women want you to make the decision for them. Period, hands down, just make a decision. Even when they say, no, I don't want to do that. Well, too bad. That's where I'm going to be. Show up if you want to. Otherwise, don't. I don't care.
One time I was gonna have sex with this dude after a concert, and we went to shower off, and I did this naked little jig and went, it's time to wash me holes, and he made me go home.
Ooh, okay, then. I don't understand, other than he kicked you out for being gross, maybe? Look, the situation was probably, whatever it was probably him being like, look, I'm getting fed up with this chick anyway. And so she pushed a little bit too far and said, hey, get out, come on now. I'm done with this. Come back when you're mature. Something, I don't know.
I'm out eating with this guy, and he took the bill, and I offered to pay, and he said, okay, here.
Well, you get what you ask for. What the hell? What did you expect him to do?
A guy wrote to me on Tinder calling me quite the catch because I like nachos and Always Sunny. So I wrote back saying, well, if you're impressed by that, you should see my tits. And he unmatched me. I literally have no idea what men want.
He probably associated your willingness to show off your body with promiscuity. I mean, just because a woman's willing to show off her body doesn't mean she's promiscuous. It probably does, but I don't have any problem with nudity. I don't care. It's a naked body. I don't care. Not only that, on top of which, I have been desensitized to it because of being an artist. When I was in college, I had to draw naked people all the time. That's just how it is. I literally don't care if you want to show off your body. You're not hurting anybody. If somebody wants to look at it, that's their choice. Assuming they're adults. Even if kids see a naked body, I don't really care because it's just a naked body. It's not going to hurt you.
I was on a blind date. The guy opened up Tinder while sitting there with me and was swiping on girls. I guess I wasn't interesting enough. Haha.
Yeah, that's definitely a loss on your part. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're chub. If you're chub, men aren't going to want to be with you. But hey, I went on a blind date and this girl was not into me. Why? You're going to love this. I was too muscular. Dude, if you saw me, you would not be like, yeah, you're a professional bodybuilder. No, you'd be like, yeah, you're fit. You're in good shape. But otherwise, that's it.
What's the hardest thing you ever had to say? It's me or the PlayStation. He took the PlayStation over his marriage and 10-year relationship. Oh.
You must have been the biggest nag ever. I mean, he must have been just fed up with you. And you're going, look, I'm done with this PlayStation BS. Look, he needs to have some sort of outlet. Are you on your knees every day for him? Repeatedly? If you're not, then he's going to find some other way to take care of that energy. It's pent up in him, so.
If a man leaves you after you've cheated, he clearly wasn't a real man. Real men would work through it and help you become a better woman. They accept you with all your flaws.
Yeah, no, not cheating. Not cheating, because, that is the sacred bond that you have with your man. Give it to him on a regular basis so he doesn't cheat. And then all you have to do is worry about keeping your legs shut so that you don't go, oh, he's cute. I want to be with him right now. Oh, I get the butterflies. Let's be with him. Idiots.
When I thought my man was cheating on me, so I slept with his dad, but actually he was just planning on his proposal to me and I ruined it.
Yeah, okay, ladies. Sex is not something that should be used for anything other than the bond between you and your long-term dude. That's how it works. This is why when you go around and say, hey, look, I've been with 99 women or 99 men, 99 different people, women and men. Men are like, this is for us to connect with each other. And you're doing it with just everybody? Nope. Next.
When you go through his phone to see if he's cheating, but you find screenshots of you cheating. When you checked his phone to see if he's cheating, but found nothing, then suddenly he said, my turn.
Yeah. Again, be a good person. You won't have these problems.
Mom of 2 leaves her husband of 14 years for a stranger she was convinced was her soulmate after one magical night at a conference, only to be ghosted by him.
Yeah. Be a good person. This is what you get for being a garden tool. These rototillers, I tell you, this is not the way to live your life.
Men, if the DNA confirms the baby is not yours, it doesn't change the fact that you must take responsibility of the baby. Women go through a lot in marriages, and women deserve better.
Yeah, men deserve better than you, obviously.
Woman, 37, stabs husband multiple times after finding explicit photos of another woman that turned out to be her when she was thinner.
Exactly. When a woman gets fat, you leave immediately, men. This is why. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Woman gets fat, boom, gone.
This man texted me, thank you for showing me what it feels like to be loved. I can't wait to make you my wife someday. It's gay shit like that makes me want to cheat.
What do you want, ladies? Do you want a man to stand by your side so that you have somebody in your old age to take care of you? Or do you want to get railed by a different chat every weekend?
When he cheated on me with the same girl my other ex cheated on me with.
So maybe take that woman out of your life so that that doesn't happen again.
Betrayed. I suggested an open marriage to my husband to spice up our sex life. He then fell for his lover, and I was heartbroken.
Really? Imagine that. I mean, look at the woman he's with here in the picture. I don't know. Maybe this is her. The woman in the picture that whose butt he's grabbing, freaking knockout. Phenomenal woman. Amazing figure on her, and she dresses well too. Look at the blue-haired psycho that he got away from. Wow, good on him. This is what you get. You know, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Getting 2 jobs and telling my boyfriend that I'll work 70 hours a week so I can pay the bills so he can find his dream job, to find out he was cheating on me on the days I worked 16 hours.
Damn, that's hard. But make better choices. And men, I mean, hey, men can be jerks too. This guy mistreating you in your relationship.
When he went on Tinder right in front of me, an hour after taking my virginity.
You're not upset enough about that. This woman right here, not upset enough about that. You should be heartbroken. Why are you giving your virginity away to this guy? I mean, maybe you thought that he was the one. But most of these girls, they just give it up for, oh, he has a nice smile. I'll let him take my virginity. They don't take it seriously. Ridiculous.
I nursed my cheating husband back to health from severe brain trauma. Then he cheated again.
Again? Maybe after the first time you should have been like, I'm out, see ya. Are you giving it to him enough? I mean, ladies, you got to realize you got to be on your knees multiple times a day. Take care of these men.
Remembering the time he came home and told me he cheated on me, so I slept with him and made him tell me I was better.
Yeah, so that's insecurity on your part. It doesn't matter who's better. It matters if he wants to be with you. If you cheat, don't tell anybody. Well, especially don't tell your partner. You're like, yeah, I'm cheating. But you can tell your friends, whatever, but don't tell your partner, period. Don't.
When I found out my boyfriend was cheating on me, instead of breaking up, he had me and the other girl give speeches on why he should stay with either of us, and when he chose me, I took him out to dinner and got him thank you presents.
You are an idiot. I mean, this is the thing. Women would rather share a Chad than settle for somebody they view as beneath them, period. Hands down. That's just how it is. Ridiculous. Women, you can't have this attitude. You got to be like, hey, look, this is the right guy for me for a long-term commitment. This is the one. He might not be the best looking. He might not be the best earner. Make sure he's good in bed, because that's a long-term situation you have to deal with. But other than that, be willing to compromise a little bit.
Never was much of a romantic. I used to beg him to stop cheating on me by giving him money.
What the? You're just paying him to cheat.
Me remembering the time I walked in on my boyfriend cheating on me, and I left and came back 5 minutes later and asked to join. They declined.
Okay, then. I have no words for this, sorry.
Turn up the cheat. All women should have an affair once in their life. It made me feel sexier and look younger.
Well, maybe if you weren't a troll, I mean, you're a freaking cave troll, so you having an affair, of course, is going to improve everything about you, because it's not hard. It would not be a hard ask to make you look better. Who would want to be with you, though? Ew. Knowing that I was allowing you to cheat would be enough of a turnoff that I wouldn't want to be with you, and then on top of it, you're gross.
Is the man I'm cheating with lying to me, like he does to his wife?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say yes, probably. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's like, you're the one I want to be honest with. At least he told you he was married, so.
I've cheated on every single one of my significant others. Would you still take a shot?
Hell to the no. First off, you're not ugly, but I would like a more attractive woman than you. And yeah, no, if you cheat, you're putting this on the internet too. And men are going to find this and be like, I'm out, see ya.
Broke up with my boyfriend who loved me so I could hook up with my coworker that I've had a huge crush on since forever, who just got out of a 3.5-year relationship. All to get pumped and dumped.
Really? You didn't realize that was going to happen? Ladies, when you have a man who's willing to lock it down with you, don't screw that up.
Thinking about how my perfect first boyfriend who was nice and bought flowers and gifts and planned surprise dates and never followed girls on social media, and how I dumped him because I was bored and went off to date men who literally abused and cheated on me, LMAO.
Yeah, women will do this though. Women want to be with abusive men. I've met women who want that, who are in abusive relationships and say, I don't want to be in a regular, boring relationship. I want the excitement of this guy.
When I had a boy that had loved me unconditionally since we were 13, flies across the country to surprise me, and after 2 years still supported me and worshipped me, and I let him down for a lying, cheating piece of shit.
Again, ladies, you're doing this to yourself.
Stop it. Get some help.
I asked him how tall he was, and he said, I'm 5, and I immediately hung the phone up. Turns out he's 5'11". How do I apologize?
You don't. You are a rototiller. You're not worth the time and effort to be with. If you're going to be this superficial, I understand not being with a man who's shorter than you, not being a man who is even your own height. But as long as he's 1 inch taller than you, accept him. It's fine. I understand that you ideally want this guy who's going to be like 6 inches or more taller than you. I get that. but you don't always get what you want in life, so.
I rejected this sweet guy various times, then a couple months later, he's dating someone new. Then once I got home, I cried.
Well, this is the thing. This is a common thing with humans in general, where people are like, I don't want you, but I don't want anybody else to want you either. What she's lamenting is the loss of her backup, basically.
The time my prison pen pal came out of jail, f***ed me once, and never spoke to me again after 2 years of telling me he loved me and wanted me to be in his life forever.
Yeah, don't get involved with men in prison.
I left my husband because the sex was boring. Now I'm having the same problem with my new partner.
Well, maybe you're choosing guys who are bad in bed because they look good. But see, these men who look good don't have to put in any effort for anything, right? I guess it's maybe a good thing that I'm short because that made me want to make up for that in some way.
Proposed. Aw, that's nice. To the girl he dated after me.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you're sad about that. That happens. Did you break up with him? Oh, so it was your problem? It was your fault? Oh, too bad.
I know we all let our dogs eat us out at least once.
What? No, we don't. This is not okay. This is not okay. If you find out your girl has done this is on the internet. If you ever see this girl, I mean, like, what man is going to want to be with this woman? Wait, seriously, how do you come back from that? How do you come back from saying, oh, look, honey, it's just you and me. We're the only ones for each other. Oh, and my dog. No.
One time I was riding a dude and he pressed my bladder, so I ended up peeing all over him for a solid minute, and after I said, I'm claiming my territory.
Okay, then, I don't see how that's a loss. It's just kind of weird, but I guess maybe that's what he wanted to do to you?
I pee in the shower so frequently that my feet are dyed yellow.
That's not true. Come on now. That can't be true.
I left my underwear on the bathroom floor after my shower the other day, and now there's ants eating my discharge.
Maybe call an exterminator? That seems like that would be the solution to that problem. Maybe don't leave your underwear on the floor. I don't know what's going on with your discharge.
Confession, one time somebody nutted in my mouth and his semen was chewy. I held back tears.
So, who are these men that are randomly doing this to your mouth?
Okay guys, I really need help. Every check from my sugar daddy bounced. Wells Fargo is closing my accounts and I'm gonna owe them a lot of money. Like thousands and thousands. I'm in a full-blown panic right now. I don't know what to do.
Find another sugar daddy. Problem solved. Maybe don't be involved with sugar daddies and find a man who wants to build a life with you.
I spent $20K on plastic surgery to try to get a man, but it hasn't worked. I've been single for 7 years.
Yeah, I saw this article talked about on a different YouTube channel. It's the men you're choosing. It's how you're presenting yourself to the world. I mean, okay, so you look good now and you didn't look so good before, but the thing is, why are you still single? You're part of the equation here. You're the primary factor. It's very simple to go, okay, this man likes me. He's good enough. I'm going to settle down with him. Women have no excuse. There are plenty of men out there who want to wife them up.
Everyone my age is having children, buying houses, and getting married. And I'm just over here crying with happiness that I got to hear Hillary Clinton say, human rights are women's rights and women's rights are human rights in person.
You're an idiot. Dr. Jennifer Cassidy. So that just goes to show you that just because you have a doctorate does not mean, oh, she's from Oxford too. Oxford diplomat. She's an Oxford diplomat. Ooh. So we know she's an idiot. I don't understand how this is a valuable situation to hear Hillary Clinton say these things or any politician say anything. It's not a value. The words are not a value to you. Seeing this person in person and listening to them say this is not a value to you. It would have been a different story 150 years ago before radio and television. Not everybody saw these things. My ancestor was at the Gettysburg Address. He was there. That was not televised. That was not broadcast over radio. Those things didn't exist. So that was a big deal. Today, you don't need to see these things in person. Stupid.
You don't have kids? How old are you? Me, 31. That surprises me. I'd be lost without my kids. I mean, how do you find meaning in life? Me. Marvel keeps coming out with films, so I have that.
There's a lot more meaning, a lot more ways to have meaning in life than just Marvel. And there's more ways of finding meaning than just kids, too. So, women, you have a biological clock. It does tick. Do not squander that time. Especially if you want to have kids, like, I want to have kids. I mean, talk to these girls. What do you want to do with your life? I want to have kids someday. Okay, well then, are you on it? What are you talking about? I'm 25. Yeah, are you on it? You need to get on man now. If you're 25, you need to do it now. And then get married and then have kids because 30 is right around the corner and you don't want to wait till you're 30 to have kids. You don't want to wait till you're 35. You certainly don't want to wait till you're 40.
Thinking about the fact that I offered him $100 a week to add me back on Snap and talk to me, and he said no. I was so ready to pay that too. I still am. I will still pay you to add me back. Please, I'm begging.
Have some dignity. Why do you need to speak with this guy on Snap? Ladies, this man you're obsessed about is not the be-all end-all of men. There are other men out there. There are probably men out there that are better than this one, but you don't see it. This is the thing. You're stuck in your own psychology. You have to be more objective about these things.
When I remember that I basically begged a dude who had his mattress on the floor and a plastic jug full of loose change on his mantle to be with me, and he said no.
Yeah? Why are you choosing these men to be with? He was probably had the looks of a Chad, so he had plenty of women to choose from, and then you're here lamenting the fact that you begged him to be with you. There's no begging. Look, there's 8 billion people in the world. If somebody says no, move on to the next one. There's no begging.
Still can't believe I f***ed a guy who made me drink water out of a Tupperware container. I f***ed a guy with actual shit on his floor.
Okay, well, whose fault is that? Don't get involved with these guys who are doing this stuff. I need to get laid so badly that I'm willing to be with this guy. I understand urges. Believe me, I have them. But you can say no. You can move on to the next person. You can just figure it out another way other than going, I'm just going to sleep with anybody who's willing to offer it.
I'm a liberal. It's hard to find masculine men to date who aren't conservative.
Well, yeah, that sounds like a personal problem to me. Don't be stupid.
Woman marries a dog after 220 failed relationships with men.
I think I did a video about this one already.
Unfortunately, I can't make a cute recap video of this year because I spent 2022 ugly crying over my ex, quit my job, ended up in the psych ward, and got an STD.
Okay, you should absolutely have no reason to have an STD. There's no reason. There's no excuse for it. We talked about this in the beginning. That's a you. You chose that. You chose to have an STD. That's it, ladies. You're the ones who are choosing sex. You're the ones who are choosing how that sex is conducted. Men don't get to choose, typically. Sometimes we do, but not usually. But that's the end of this. She did a good job of covering a lot of losses that women were posting. Ladies, you put this stuff on the internet. What man is going to want to be with you in a lot of these cases? Now, Shu goes on to say that she thinks that there's something in women that causes them to make self-deprecating jokes.
My theory is that like women's go-to humor is self-deprecation.
I disagree with that. I don't think that's what's happening here. Now, some of these are clearly like advice, women giving advice, and the message is, you can't fire me because I quit. But a lot of these, which are just pure losses, I think what the women are doing is they're showing themselves, they're trying to show the world themselves at a low point so that Prince Charming can swoop in and save them. And you think that you're strong and empowered. You end up marrying your dog. Come on. You're not strong and empowered. Get over yourselves. Anyway, that's all I got for this time. Here's your palate cleanser.